Good afternoon from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My name is Benjamin Hummel. I am a working and practicing illustrator, and I will be your drawing instructor for the next 8 weeks. Unfortunately, I cannot be with you today. I had originally planned this Philadelphia trip long before I was given the class, so that's why I'm here. But you will be taken good care of by Yenny, who will be your substitute for your first 2 days of class. But to begin, let's go ahead and talk about some of the objectives of the class and go over some of the legal stuff, the syllabus, and some of those other things. Make sure that that's all taken care of and you have an understanding of what we will be doing in this class. So getting started, the objectives of this class. Again, this is Drawing 1. Now there are several Drawing 1 classes going on right now, so you want to make sure that you are in the right classroom. And so make sure that your classroom is the EPIC 202 classroom, because that's what this is, and make sure you have the right Drawing 1 class. All right, drawing is fundamental to all the art disciplines because it is about the process of observation and communicating of your ideas. So whether you are a graphic designer, a fashion designer, or an illustrator, you will at some point be required to express your vision through the use of drawing. The more skill you have at drawing, the easier this will become for you. Some of you will have great aptitude at drawing. Some of you may not be as proficient, but that is okay. Hopefully by the end of the term, all of you will be more improved than where you first started. The outcomes. The outcomes of this class will be twofold, and we will stress these outcomes for every project and exercise you will work on. They are observation and mark making. For observation, being able to clearly study and see exactly what is in front of you, and improving your hand-eye coordination in order to properly render the elements on your sheet of paper. And with mark making, we will learn a variety of methods for making interesting marks on your page, and you will work on the professionalism of your mark making skills. The LMS. Hopefully you have had orientation about the LMS and how to use it by now. This class, although it is an on-ground course, will rely heavily on the LMS. Everything related to this class is already loaded on the LMS. Here is a brief overview of what you can expect to see on the LMS, and I do highly encourage that you go through these things in more detail later. First and foremost, you need to read the syllabus. It is our contract for the class. I will go through some of the parts on the syllabus in a minute, but make sure that you read it because it has all the departmental policies on it, the classroom expectations, course outcomes, RIMCAD policies, etc. The schedule. Now on the first tab of the syllabus, you will find the schedule, the rubric, and the materials list. The schedule shows exactly everything that will be happening day by day throughout the course of the term. It also includes all the demos I will be doing, as well as the due dates for every single project and exercise and homework assignment. You need to refer to this often so you do not get lost in this class. And you want to refer to it so you'll be able to come prepared for each class. The rubric. If you're curious about how I will be grading your assignments, you can see the rubrics I will be using for both the exercise and the projects. The things I'll be looking for are demonstration of the skills introduced, creativity, and professionalism. We are training you to be working adults in a very competitive industry, and one area where you can stand out is in the area of professionalism. The materials list. Now the materials list may look daunting, and in many respects it is. Basically, it's broken down to the paper, the mark makers, the blenders, and the erasers. To get started, you will definitely need right away is a clipboard, the 18 by 24 pad of paper. I recommend bond over newsprint because it is a much nicer paper to work on. You should have a full range of pencils from your B's to your H's, as well as some charcoal and vine charcoal. Some projects will require for you to have pens. Be sure you get some pens as well. Probably won't need your blenders right away, but be sure that you go ahead and get them so that you'll be able to use them for future projects. Another thing that you will need is a good camera for photographing your artwork and putting it up on the LMS. Be sure that you have access to a camera, and be sure that you watch the presentation in the drawing lab about how to properly document your artwork for posting on the LMS. If you have any questions about that, please ask me or any one of the other instructors here at RIMCAD or the SLC. All assignments need to be uploaded to the LMS according to the specs listed in the description. If you do not upload, I cannot grade. So please be prompt with this so you can avoid getting nasty emails from me wondering where your projects are. For exercises and homework, you can even upload that in class. The drawing lab is also on the LMS. All these videos in the drawing lab are extremely valuable and supplementary information for you to go through. It's your resource, so be sure that you take advantage of that. The SLC. If you need help with anything, and not just this class, but any class, just remember that the Student Learning Center is here for you guys. The folks there are extremely nice, and they were once where you were, trying to learn all of this stuff for the very first time. Please take advantage of this resource. Getting hold of me. You can get hold of me anytime via email, or you can visit me in the Shore office, Shore 105, up to 1 hour before each class begins. All right, so here's the way that the class is set up. You're going to have exercises, projects, and homework. Exercises and projects are done in class. You will have plenty of in-class time to finish your exercises and projects. However, whatever cannot be finished in class then becomes homework. Even though the exercises and projects are done in class, you still need to upload them to the LMS. If you did the work the day of the assignment, you will have 1 week to turn in your photograph to the LMS. If I do not have anything by the time I do grading, you will receive a 0 until you can upload your photo to the LMS. Once I receive your photo, your image, I will swap out your 0 with the correct grade. If you cannot be here on the day of a project or exercise, you will need to meet with me regarding the makeup assignment, which will have to be done on your own time. All homework is conducted outside of class, and the expectation is that you will be required to put in at least 2 hours per week on your homework assignment. Please upload the homework assignment to the LMS before it is due. Homework assignments will be docked 10 points every week they are late, as per policy of the Foundations Department. Again, please read the syllabus. It has everything you need to know about RIMCAD's expectations and policies, as well as the Foundations Department's expectations and policies. Act like a professional. We are preparing you to enter a professional environment, so I will expect you to act like a professional in class. What does this mean? Number one, it means to be on time. Class starts at 2:30. Our day will be jam-packed. We'll begin immediately. Any and all demos will start exactly at 2:30, so you do not want to miss that. It also means coming to class with your materials. There really is no point in being in a drawing class if you don't have your drawing materials. So be sure that you come with, at the very least, your 18 by 24 pad of paper and something to draw with. It also means coming to class with your still lifes. Now, for the first few projects, I will be providing the still lifes and I'll be setting up the still lifes. But near the end of the course, it'll be your turn to set up your own still lifes. And as we get near, I will send plenty of reminders, so you don't have to worry about that. But keep that in mind. You can go ahead and look on the LMS ahead of time to see what those still lifes might involve. So you can go ahead and start collecting now, so that way you're not scrambling at the last minute. Absences. Here's the absence policy. It's critical that you do not miss any class if you can avoid it. Number one, you're paying for your class, so you obviously want to get your money's worth. But more importantly, every single day is going to be crammed with demos and presentations and working assignments that can be very difficult to make up, especially once they start compounding upon each other. So do yourself a favor and come to class if you can make it. If you cannot come to class for whatever the reason, please email me ahead of time. As would be expected with any job you work at, you need to let me know if you cannot be to class. It is an act of courtesy and is highly appreciated. In return, I will let you know what is missed and how you can make it up. RIMCAD policy states you cannot miss the first week of class. You also cannot have more than 2 unexcused absences within a term without a demotion to your overall letter grade. An excused absence is anything that you can provide written documentation. Now, I understand that sometimes life happens. Believe me, it's happened to me. So if that is the case, you can see me privately and we can talk about your individual case and situation if they arise. The next big issue I want to talk about is plagiarism. So when it comes to plagiarism, here is my advice. Don't do it. As a creative individual, it doesn't make sense to plagiarize anyway. I mean, isn't the whole enjoyment of creativity coming up with your own original content? Plagiarism is anything that copies in part or in whole from a trademarked, copyrighted, or another person's work without permission and attribution. Now, the penalties for plagiarism are stiff, and it's not just within this institution. Infringement is a serious crime that can result in heavy fines or even jail time. And finally, the most basic rule that I have for this class is simply respect. And really, if you follow this rule, all the other rules I just now talked about really don't matter because they all kind of fall within that category. So first, have respect for yourself. You guys are amazing artists. There's a reason why you're here. Believe in yourself. Push yourself to improve and to get better, and use this class for that opportunity. Second, have respect for others. And third, have respect for your environment. And I really believe if we all went around and treated each other with decency and respect, we can make this world a better place. All right, classroom setup. You'll notice that we are in Epic 202. This is not a very good, this is not an ideal classroom for a drawing class. Unfortunately, because of a large enrollment this term, this is what we are left with. So, you guys are going to have to help me out. There's a lot of desks in this classroom that will need to be rearranged into a circle every start of class. I certainly can do it by myself, but if you guys can help out, that would be very beneficial. And then once the desks are arranged properly, I will be setting up most of the still lifes, so if you want to help with that, volunteers will be very appreciated. And then finally, the VASD program, the Visiting Artist, Scholar, and Designer program here at RIMCAD is a huge benefit to your tuition, and I highly encourage you to take advantage of it. There are 2 VASD events happening during our class. We will be attending both of those. So both of them do fill up quickly, so you want to be sure that you RSVP ahead of time to make sure that you get in. And when I get back on Tuesday, I will give you more information about that. This promises to be a very fun class, and I hope to make it as lively and interesting as possible. I look forward to meeting you guys next Tuesday. Over and out from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.